this was a great honor and privilege to stand in front of all of you to deliver the G.P. Birla Memorial Lecture. Talking G.P. Birla itself, pronouncing the name itself, I get lot of energy, enthusiasm, and lot of things. You know, when I was a student, we have heard about Birla little bit. Birla Tata families we have heard. But then, knowing their contribution to the country or the humanity is really a great activity what we have done. And when you take G.P. Birla, I think little bit connection is there between me and him. The connection is very simple. It was 1969, I think he has joined Hindustan Motors, 1969. 1982, he has become the chairman. Please understand, 1969 he is joining Hindustan Motors with such a great family background. I was in a primary school, the entire school is equivalent to only this stage. And sitting on the floor, trying to learn in a government school. And that time you can understand such a great family background, and he has already joined Hindustan Motors. 1982 is another important year, just I have passed out, because I was getting all along first rank from third standard onwards, every subject. Then my father, when I got first rank in the school, he consulted one of our relative who has only passed, not passed, failed 8th standard. He asked him what he has to do with me. Then he advised, better to put in the Polytechnic so that you will get a job. So thereby I landed in the Polytechnic. But after joining there 2-3 months only, I understood probably there are a lot of things, engineering college is there, medical college is there, and this is not the right route. But then of course we can manage. And 1982, when I am completing, after joining there, then decided two options. If you discontinue 1 year out, either I have to discontinue next year and go to the +2 and other route. Otherwise, complete diploma. Then I thought better to complete diploma. Anyhow, 3 years I will complete, but complete with first rank in the college, not in the department. That was the target set within 2 months. And it is the great almighty blessing. With 1 mark difference, I got the first rank in the college. Then, looking for a job in 1982, looking for a job. At that point of time, he is taking over as the chairman of the Hindustan Motors. You see what is the type of great level difference. And this is a small connectivity, doesn't matter. And their family contribution in multiple areas. When India got independence in 1947, 97.5% people were below poverty line. Academically, we were very bad. Hardly 2,840 primary schools were there. No IITs, no All India Institute of Medical Science. Infrastructure, we were very bad. And the standard of living was of the people were just below average. Below average means below average. In the village, people were struggling to get food even one time. My village, I know, out of 100 plus family, hardly 50% family only used to take food more than one time. That was the meaning of that 97.5% people below poverty line. And average life of Indians were hardly 32 years. That means people were dying between 25 to 40, totally occupied with the deadly disease. That was the stature of the country. Today the country has grown to great level and we have reached to this stature. I think lot of people have contributed. Academically, infrastructure-wise, industry-wise. But the contribution of Birla and their family is something unique and great. Let us salute them, give a big hand to the entire family. Today, if we are fourth economically, bypassing even UK team who ruled us for years, lot of people have contributed. But in terms of infrastructure build-up, in terms of education system, in terms of social activities, in terms of generating heart foundation, whatnot. Every area I am seeing the contribution of Birla and their family. So that is the reason I am really so humbled and privileged. Really, I feel so small when I stand on the stage that too in front of the Birla family, that too Nirmala Madam. Really feel so small. And I'm so humbled and honored to be among you to deliver this talk, memorial talk. And, you know, the country, after 1947, we have grown in every field. Education, we have come in a great way. And the first IIT was started in IIT Kharagpur in the year 1951, August 18. And I am so blessed and privileged to be an alumni of that IIT Kharagpur, getting first rank in MTech, Best Student Award, and completing Aerospace Engineering PhD. And today, to both of my theses, MTech and PhD thesis, directly finding application in the cryogenic rocket engine, what is going to place the Indian in space. And that's a great honor and privilege. And I'm so honored to be alumni of IIT Kharagpur, not only because of IIT title, that IIT Kharagpur was started in a place 70 kilometers away from Calcutta, in a place called Hijili. You all may be knowing, most of you may be knowing, maybe students may not be knowing, you know, the speciality of that Hijili area. All freedom fighters, most of the freedom fighters, those who were fighting in a very tough way, were put in the jail in Hijili retention camps. And, you know, first day itself when I reached IIT Kharagpur, I had the privilege and opportunity to go and see the jails. And there are two types of jails. One jail, fully closed, 58 centimeter length and 28 centimeter height. That is the only opening. And the people who were fighting in a very tough way for India's freedom were put in that jail. You imagine, in a forest, they are put in that jail. Nobody serves water, coffee, nothing, no food, nothing. Once I understand, once they are put inside, their life is their ends. Probably somebody's hand, they would have been happy putting there and looking for the end day. For what? Not for the mistake what they did, for the great service they were doing for the country. Second jail, just opposite to that, probably the students would go and see. Three sides totally closed, one side lot of iron rods, and outside forest full of snakes, and people are put inside. You please imagine, daytime they see snakes outside, night they have to sleep, no light, nothing. And the independence was got by that type of sacrifice. That is what we all are enjoying. So it is our responsibility to contribute to the society and make this country something great in the coming years. And it is in that context, the Birla and family, specifically G.P. Birla and his family and their relatives, their contribution is unique and great. Please understand, a government servant, if you have to donate 5 lakhs rupees for a common cause, how difficult it is. How many of us really come forward to donate 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs? Here, you know, crores of money is pumped for the welfare of the society. That is the reason I am so honored to be here in this hall. And dear friends, the average life of Indian from 32 years today, it has become 72 years, just 8 weeks back. There are a lot of contributors. So much academically we have grown. There are a lot of contributors. Agricultural area today, we are self-sufficient in food production. And milk production, we are top-ranking country. And industries, infrastructure growth, everywhere we have grown. Now, science and technology, we have grown. You take CSR labs, atomic energy, defense sector. There was no missile when we got independence. Actually, missiles are not required, provided all global citizens are good. But then, even police stations and judiciary department is not required in any country, provided all citizens are good. But then, you know, we are all human beings to have a proper control life, everything is required. And today, we have got a lot of missiles. And one of the departments is the space department. The entire space activity was started only in the year 1962. And today, we are completing 63 years, almost 63 years of activities. During 63 years, our growth is very phenomenal growth. And we are also having clear roadmap and vision for next 22 years. Thanks to all the people, including Mr. Krishnamurthy, who is sitting here, and all the senior people who are sitting here. ISRO is not built by one generation. It is built by generations of leaders, starting from Sarabhai to Professor Satish Dhawan, Professor U.R. Rao. So many people, I think I don't want to mention the name. And it is built by people, and it is today we are having 20,000 employees, so everybody is equally responsible. If you say in the ISRO, we criticize people, but then the contribution, if I assess the contribution, the score of the employees will come between 90 marks to 100 only. That is the place everybody stands. So that is the reason ISRO is one of the good organizations. Today, for this Birla Memorial talk, I have selected the topic. Indian Space Program, accomplishments, challenges, and future perspectives. So 63 years of accomplishments, and what are the challenges you have faced, and next 22 years, what are we going to do? So that means 85 years of activities I have to present in maybe 55 minutes. Let me see how I am going to do justice. Very difficult to do justice, but let me see how I am going to do the justice. So I have structured the presentation to give you a talk, maybe some 50 minutes. Then at the end, the entire 85 years of activities converted as a video of something around 8.5 minutes to 9 minutes. That also will be shown so that the students will get a summary out of it so that you will be comfortable. Now, before I proceed with my talk, I also want to tell one thing. I understand to some level, small level, ISRO has contributed to make this museum. But I want to assure you one thing. I will send my team who are responsible for the outreach program, and I will ask them to study. Today itself, I was trying, but I could not get the correct director. I will talk to him. So the team will be there maybe within 2 weeks here. They will study, and they will give me the recommendation. And whatever best possible, whatever required, whatever essential, whatever within the government framework possible, we will try to do so that the museum will be totally improved. Because this museum is not only meant for Birla ji family, it is meant for the entire student community of this country. So we will do whatever best possible. That assurance I want to give. So with that, let me go through the presentation. I think the space program, the need for the space program is well known. And it was Sarabhai, was one of the greatest son of the soil, strongly felt and decided to start the Indian space program with a couple of his colleagues. And one of the colleagues, you please understand, Professor Chitnis, 1961, he has completed studies in MIT, USA, and returned to India. And Sarabhai is discussing with this type of people and starting the program. Today, it is also the 100th birthday of Professor Chitnis. So let us also wish him for a happy day. And in fact, after this program, I am going there to spend a couple of hours with him. So one of the great person who has contributed for the Indian space program. And now, to bring the advanced technology, benefit of advanced technology to the common man of this country, what is required is satellites and launch vehicles to place the satellite in the orbit and the ground segments for enabling the launch and enabling the satellite data to be traced for the common man. So in India, all these activities started simultaneously. The development started. In fact, historically, 1962, the space activity was started in Tumba, a fisherman village. And 15th August 1969 is an important year when G.P. Birla started in the Hindustan Motors. ISRO was formed. And when 1969, ISRO was formed, that was an important year. Neil Armstrong has landed on the moon, he has come back safely. 1961, Yuri Gagarin was sent to space and he has been brought back safely. So you understand, the world was where, and just we are entering into the LKG level only. And from that, it was 72, the Department of Space was formed and ISRO was brought under that. Until then, first initially 10 years we were with Department of Atomic Energy. And today, it is a very vibrant organization, and we are the Prime Minister is the Minister for the space program. And we are having so many 13 centers and units, ISRO, responsible for R&D activities. There are autonomous bodies, including the PRL and IAST. There is a in-space system for promoting and hand-holding the private sector. And there is a commercial wing. We have got 43 offices in 22 cities across India. This is ably supported by 450 Indian industries and 130 plus academic institutions. And the organization is 20,000 manpower, approved manpower, and annual budget of something around 13,500 crore, and approved project budget is more than 1 lakh crore right now we are having. And the entire activity of the Department of Space is kept under 5 verticals: space transportation system, nothing but rocket and related technology development; space infrastructure; satellite and associated technology development; space application, yes, application oriented, wherein NRC is strongly involved; and human spaceflight center related spaceflight activities, which was very recently started, and the capacity building the infrastructure, thousands of crore infrastructure for various purposes, for satellite building, launch vehicle development, and application oriented. The activity, historically there are important days. 21st November 1963 was an important day. The first tiny rocket lifted off from Indian soil. The rocket was donated by USA. The payload, sodium vapor lamp, was given by French team. The entire thing was assembled by our people with the support of foreigners in a church building, and it was launched. It was 20th November 1967. First indigenous rocket. The propellant belongs to the defense area. Carotite factory, Aravangadu Carotite factory, we got some propellant, and it was put in a barrel, something around 1 meter tiny rocket lifted off. From that humble beginning, to our credit, 4,002 sounding rockets have been lifted off from India. Almost 75% Indian sounding rockets and 25% belongs to other countries for their studies. Then coming to the launch vehicle development. Launch vehicle, the first launcher was built in the year 1979 with the project director being the great People's President APJ Abdul Kalam. And project director is one role, but then it doesn't mean only project director is responsible. The Sadish Dhawan, a great son of soil, he was the chairman. And there were so many senior people like Dr. Gupta, Dr. Muthanayagam, Dr. Kawarigar, and so many people, Mukherjee ji, so many people working for those programs. And 1979 we attempted the first launch. It was a partial success. The mission could not be accomplished. It was 1980. We had the first successful launch, India placing 35 kg satellite in the low Earth orbit and joining elite crew club of the spacefaring nations. You know, when we are placing 35 kg, the foreign capability is 125 ton is the capability of other countries. 125 ton. And we have just ended, please understand where we have just entered. But we could successfully place the satellite in the orbit. From that we moved to ASLV. At that time only I am joining in the organization, 1984 February, first time joining the junior most level to be frag. And the organization has given me everything in over 41 years, from the junior level taking me to the highest level with all qualifications, M.Tech, PhD, everything added. I used to make a statement, not purposefully. In fact, it was a casual statement made when I was addressing an audience like this. And when I came down, a couple of students came and they were asking, and I don't know what to talk. Then I made a statement. When I joined ISRO, I was a zero. ISRO had a lot of zero on the right side and a 1 on the left side. That's what ISRO has done. That's what ISRO is doing for its employees, and employees are doing service for the common man of the country. And then coming to ASLV. ASLV is the next rocket. We thought it is a small addition development, but it taught us a lot of lessons. And from that, today, the entire launch vehicle fleet is kept in this slide. And 4,000 sounding rockets. In 1980, we had the first successful SLV-3. To our credit, we have built 6 generations of launch vehicles. And the heaviest launcher is LVM-3. From 35 kg low Earth orbit capability, we have come to 9,500 kg low Earth orbit capability. That vehicle is that capable. And the launch vehicle and the Deepavali rocket, there is small difference only. Whenever you fire a Deepavali rocket, 20% time it doesn't work. Maybe 80% time it works. And when you work also, the Deepavali Shivagasi rocket will go wherever it wants. But these rockets has to go wherever we want. For that only we all are working. And it's a simple job, but a great contribution has to go. I want to share my direct experience. Last Deepavali, I bought a couple of rockets. 10 numbers of rockets of 0.8 meter height, along with some crackers. And my wife was telling, why are you doing this? What for this much rockets and some 10,000-12,000 rupees? Why are you wasting money? What for? You are a rocket scientist, you know everything. Why rockets you are buying? But then, okay, fine. I thought it is for joy for the children. And we went to the house. On the Deepavali day, I asked my son to put flame for the rockets. But he told, no, he will not do that mistake. Then I asked why. We are staying in a campus. There are 9 houses and one 10-story building is there. And something happens wrong, who will answer? Then my wife was also so much worried. No, you say, this place, if you do something happens to other houses, we'll be in trouble. I kept very safely in a vacant plot and tried to put the flame. And the apartment is the exactly opposite side. Rocket was put in just opposite side, it was flame was gone. It just went in the opposite side, went here and there, finally went back, turned, and went to the 7th floor or 8th floor window it hit. Last Deepavali day. And my wife was, like Krishnamurti sir's madam only. She was telling, what are you doing? You are a rocket scientist and you are putting rocket in somebody else's house. And then we are seeing, before they came out of the house, we bundled everything, moved into the house. And this is what Deepavali rocket does, but our rocket has to go wherever we want. So for that only lot of technology development, everything has to be done. And people with gold medal, silver medal, first rank, everybody is working towards that. Coming to satellite area, till 1970 we were not having satellite. It was 1975 we built the first satellite with Professor U.R. Rao, a great son of the soil, as the project director, and the Aryabhatta satellite was built with the support of Russians. And it was placed in the orbit with their support. Actually, at that point of time, our knowledge was very, very limited in the satellite technology. When you talk about a satellite, it has encompassed a lot of technology, payloads, power system, hardware, structure, algorithm, software, computer hardware, cameras, and inertial systems, propulsion system. It's so much systems are required. And you have to total mission management, and our knowledge was very limited, and we started with that game. From that, it was April 19th, 1975, we placed the satellite, first satellite in the orbit. We are just celebrating, completed 50 years. During the last 50 years, we have built 132 satellites of different types. Different types, I think the list is here. Probably you can see, I am not going to dwell on that. And the heaviest satellite is the GSAT-11, 6,000 kg high throughput communication satellite we have placed in the orbit. And all these satellites are doing fantastic job for the common man of the country, including recently Sintur operation. 25 satellites were continuously working 24/7, feeding perfect data for ensuring the safety of the citizens of Bharat. Coming to the satellites and rockets for what? Deepavali rockets are meant for some enjoyment. But these rockets we cannot use for that, And all are meant for bringing application to the common man. The first application was done in the year July 1st, 1975, 50 years back. At that point of time, even the senior people were not believing space can deliver things to the common man of the country. People were questioning why space program is required. And a site experiment, satellite instrument instruction TV experiment, wherein 2,400 television sets were kept in 2,400 villages, and from a 86 data, the data was communicated, and a mass communication was first time demonstrated in the country. The program director is none other than Professor Chitnis, who is celebrating his 100 years of age today. He was the program director. And there were program project engineers like Kali. He was one of the directors of ISRO, senior directors of ISRO. And from that humble beginning, we have come a long way. Today, ISRO is serving the common man, at least in some 55-60 places. Entire 55-60 places you have to speak, it will take 5 hours. Everything is put in a single slide. It is supposed to be a 70-slide presentation. I have put in a single slide the application. Here in the area of earth observation, ensuring food security, water security, land and water resource management, ocean application, cartography, forest cover mapping, potential fisher zone monitoring. And in fact, INCA's director himself is there. You know, potential fishery zone monitoring. Probably you may be thinking, why this secretary is talking about fish and potential fishery zone. We are having almost 7,500 acres of 7,500 kilometers of seashore. And my village is hardly 1.5 kilometers from seashore. So I can understand my own classmate's father or brother, they used to go to sea to get fish. You know, what they carry in a small tiffin carrier, tapioca, small quantity, and some masala powder for 2 days as the food. And they go, and when they come back, most of the time they come back with empty hand. You can understand, you know, what type of labor waste, what type of effort waste. Today, through the satellite, we monitor the temperature of the sea, and we also monitor chlorophyll content, and we inform 9 lakh fishermen on real-time basis. And we are getting, my friend told something around 20,000 crore per year is the profit, but there was a study done sometime back, it was a 30,000 crore profit per year, and Government of India budget to ISRO is just half of that. That is the benefit which is coming through only one source. And INCA is doing another great service, you know, tsunami, 2005 tsunami. How many people we lost? There was a wave after all came, and some people died. Then after that, fantastic thing happened, wave went inside. And near to my village it happened, it was, the next day was my brother's wedding, so all my relatives were there. And all of a sudden when TV was switched on, they told, she has gone inside 50 meters and lot of fish is there. People were just rushing. In fact, I saved 30 of my cousins. I will tell you how. The moment TV was on, they were served food in the backside. They were sitting there, just Italy was served. The moment they understood sea has gone, none of the fellows took breakfast, they simply rushed, came and they started the two-wheeler. And my sister came inside our house, she came inside and she informed me, and I am the eldest, I have some respect in the family. I came and stopped everybody. I told, no, you cannot go, take the Italy and go. Then they, you know what to tell. They went and took the Italy and went. You know, it was a timing was like that. When they reached the sea, so when they parked their two-wheeler, second hit. If they would have gone 5 minutes before, everybody would have gone inside and it would have been a very pathetic situation even in our own family. And we lost lot of people. And today, through the satellite system, we monitor and we understand what the wave pattern, and through a set of software and algorithm, they can predict whether it is a tsunami wave or ordinary wave. If it is tsunami, it can be informed in advance. Television broadcasting, telecommunication, searching, so much application. You know, Chitragar is another example. 30 years back, Chitragar, weekly only 5 songs you can see. That was generally Friday. If you miss that, whether you are rich or poor, you have to wait. And another 1 week, then only you can see the songs. And I used to rush from Trivandrum, equal to Chitragar, there was a Oli Mulim program. Trivandrum, I used to rush to see the song. Some of the days I used to see only 2 or 3 songs, and we have to wait for 1 more week. Today, what type of revolution has happened? In the area of communication, from Hyderabad, if you have to make a phone call to Delhi 30 years back, you know what type of difficulty it is. There was a trunk call. Trunk call means you all know. I think youngsters, you cannot understand. You are in some other orbit. We are in some other orbit. And, you know, people have to book a trunk call and wait for 2 hours. And they will get connection. Then, hello. By the time line get disconnected, then you have to wait another 1 hour. And this was the situation. Today, what type of revolution has happened? And train tracking. You know, somebody he is coming to Hyderabad to railway station. Some 30 years back, there will be a letter which you will receive, and you have to go there and wait. And after going there, only this, our department, nice department, railway will tell 2 hours train is coming late. Close to 2 hours, they will tell another 2 hours late. They will not tell at a time. Gradual quota by quota it will be released, and you have to wait. Today, that is not the situation. You can monitor through connectivity where the train is coming, what time you have to go, everything is known. And we are going to connect all the trains maybe in another 2 years time frame. And there was a time when people go for fishing, go inside the ocean, they don't know where they are. But today, we inform through the people. In fact, I want to tell my own experience. You know, when I was in the 9th standard half-yearly exam, and one of the exam, all subjects I used to get first rank. One of the exam day, I had severe headache. I cannot write exam, social science paper. Then I told my teacher in the class, I am really not in a comfortable state. Then they told, better you take some rest. You don't go out, take some rest. So I was lying down, taking rest in the class. The exam is going on. I slept. When I got up, almost 1.5 hours over. Now remaining only 1.5 hours, I have to write exam. You know, writing 1.5 hours exam, getting first rank is not easy, no? So I was writing with a bullet speed. So wrote almost 85% in 1.5 hours. But I was not confident I will get first rank. I was not at all confident because second rank holder is very strong candidate, my own classmate. She is a very, very strong candidate. But when the result was announced, generally the toppers will be announced. Every paper topper also will be, the report will be given in the assembly hall. And that day they were announcing, my headmaster was announcing, social science also I got highest score. You know, what? Then I was thinking, what is this? I wrote only 1.5 hours. What went wrong with her? No, then only I came to know. She had a tragedy in the house. She lost her father and brother. They went for fishing. Both didn't come back. Even today, nobody knows what happened. Whether they were caught by other country or they really got into trouble. And she could not perform. This is, the mark is a secondary thing. The story is, there was a time we used to lose our citizens. But today things are different. Apps, there are apps given local language. Of course, we have to implement in a big way. They know where they are, at least. And simply somebody cannot come and catch them, or somebody cannot do this one. And if anything is there, there can be alert messages. And disaster warning and mitigation is one of the areas we are doing great service. Strategic application, ensuring safety and security of every citizen of Bharat is our responsibility, one of our responsibilities, along with the defense sector. And ISRO is doing fantastically well. Right now, 25 satellites are employed, and another 52 satellites are going to be placed in orbit in another 4 years time frame in this area. Infrastructure, huge infrastructure we have built. Crores of worth infrastructure, including a 32-meter diameter antenna for deep space network. 1,000 crore worth facilities, hottest facilities, at least 6-7 in near Kanyakumari. And there are launch pads in Sriharikota. So many facilities are established. Entire achievement of ISRO of 63 years is kept in one slide. This slide gives the entire achievement of 63 years. 4,000 sounding rockets, something around 101 launch vehicle developed placement, and something around 132 satellites, 433 satellites of 34 countries, a country which was not having satellite technology. Today, we have placed 433 satellites of 34 countries using Indian rocket in orbit. And last 10 years, if you see the bottom graph, don't look at the numbers, it is growing exponentially. For example, in the area of rockets, 2005, 2015, 30 rockets were launched. This 10 years, it is 60 numbers, going to be 60 numbers. Same as satellite, last 10 years, 5 to this one, something around 36 numbers. This is going to be close to double, and it is exponentially growing. Not only that, we have also opened up the space sector for private sector, and 2 suborbital flights are accomplished. And lot of satellite data are utilized by private sector and providing this one. And in the area of, please see the activity which was started 63 years back. Last 10 years, almost 96% of foreign satellites. Total number 433, out of that 96% we have launched last 10 years. That means you can understand the growth, how it is growing. And when you talk about launch vehicle, if it has to go wherever we want, there are a lot of technology development has to take place. Inertial system, propulsion system, software, hardware, and entire thing, mission management, everything. That's what is addressed in this slide. Same way, when you talk about satellite, you know, there are cameras which take photographs. Those days, our camera resolution used to be 1 kilometer. You know what is the meaning of 1 kilometer resolution? The object which is more than 1 kilometer size only can be photographed from the space. Less than 1 kilometer, that means what is the use of that photograph? From that we moved to 76 meter and 36 meter. And today our capability is 28 centimeter is the resolution capability. How much we have grown kilometers. And you know, these are all optical cameras. And when you come to all weather conditions, you know, optical camera, when you go through the aircraft, when you travel, probably you can understand when cloud is there, nothing will be seen. Then how the photograph can be taken. So we have developed microwave remote sensing, synthetic aperture radar. I think today we are one of the world leaders in the synthetic aperture radar development. And interplanetary mission, Chandrayaan 1. You know, this was the first interplanetary mission, what was done. We had to go to almost 4 lakh kilometers to go to moon's orbit. And we went and we perfectly captured. And Chandrayaan 1, through Chandrayaan 1, India is the first country which found water molecule on the moon and made every Indian proud. And we are number 1 in that place. Mars orbiter mission, we have to travel almost 68 crore kilometers. And we have to go 68 crore kilometers. After that, the satellite goes with high velocity. And we have to reduce the velocity, we have to capture in the Mars orbit. For that, the engine system has to be operated after 295 days. Dear friends, if you are going on vacation from Hyderabad to your native place and come back after 2 months and start your car or two-wheeler, you know what will happen. How it will start, you all know. I need not explain. Here, after 295 days, the engine has to be restarted and captured. Please understand, Modi ji is sitting in the first floor. We are all sitting in the ground floor. We have supplied this engine system. You can understand what type of heartbeat we will be having that day. If anything happens, everybody will be seeing us in a different way. And perfectly done. And India is the only country and first country succeeded in Mars orbiter mission in the first attempt. None of the developed countries have done so. Chandrayaan 2, today we are having an orbiter in the orbit. We designed for 1 year, it is going to work for 7 years. This is having the best camera in the moon's orbit. You know, the best camera available in the moon's orbit belongs to India and Indians. 32 centimeter resolution. And the best photograph of moon belongs to India as on date. And Chandrayaan 2, when we had a setback, we could not soft land, there was a 10-member committee constituted by Government of India. And in ISRO or Government of India, there is standard office orders. You know, there was an office order released, a committee is constituted, this committee will study the reason for the failure, also give the necessary recommendation for Chandrayaan 3. And committee will submit the report within 30 days to the undersigned. It's a fantastic language. So I approached Chairman ISRO, Dr. Sivan sir, what is this? 30 days. He told, that's what Prime Minister wants. There's a statement he told. And dear friends, we decided one thing. 30 days or 3 years doesn't matter, but we will continuously work till we submit the report. We will not move out of Bangalore. This is the decision taken. And finally, people worked almost 20 plus hours per day. 20 plus hours. 70, 80 people. And average sleep used to be only 3.5 hours. At least my team members. Finally, we submitted a 1100-page report with 107 recommendations. Exactly on the 30th day, 5 hours before the deadline. And today, everything is implemented. There are so many issues and everything is resolved, implemented. And today we have a successful Chandrayaan 3 landing. And India is the first country, only country till today successfully soft landed near South Pole of Moon. And Indian education system is the one which helped for that. Let us give a big hand for the entire activity. And I was so blessed by Almighty to be the chairperson of that national committee, which was constituted for resolving the Chandrayaan 2 problem, along with 10 of my colleagues. And not only that, we also discovered a lot of minerals, seismic activities, electron clouds, and thermal profile, and everything we discovered. And India is such a great country with great heart. Everything was donated to the scientific community of the world. and we have put our national flag much higher level today. Coming to Aditya, a country which was having a humble beginning, today we are one among 4 countries having a satellite to study the sun, called Aditya. There only Krishnamurthy sir was telling, I was the mission readiness review chairperson responsible for clearing satellite launch vehicle ground segment. Is a total, that's the highest committee. And I had the opportunity to first discuss with a project director, Nigar Saji. He is a very great scientist. Just I asked, we have to travel almost 1.5 lakh kilometers. I asked what is the propellant margin available. And 1.5 lakh we have to travel, place the satellite, and it has to work for 5 years. And she was telling 20 kg propellant margin available for traveling 1.5 lakh kilometers. Please understand, when you are traveling from here to Delhi, you know what is the petrol required. If you are having 1 liter additional petrol, whether your car will reach Delhi, it will never reach. It will reach some other place, and you have to stop only. And then we had to build a lot of margin by innovative means. And today, India is one among 4 countries succeeded in the mission, and we have released the data, 20 terabit data this year for the scientific community. Actually, you should see the video, how the mass ejection happening. Unless you see the video, you cannot understand and appreciate. And a country, when we were building our rocket, we used to move the rocket in bicycles, not new bicycles, old bicycles. Yes, that's what one which was available at that point of time. No car, no vehicle, nothing. And one of the satellites for doing an experiment in Bangalore, the Apple satellite for an experiment, it was moved by bullock cart. From that bicycle and bullock cart era, we have come a long way. In 9 places today, we are number 1 in the world. Chandrayaan finding water molecule, Mars orbiter getting accomplished in the first attempt. And in fact, one day we were all in Trivandrum, we were discussing. These foreign fellows, they are not respecting us the way we need respect. They are always looking us down. So how to get number 1 position? And there was a debate, discussion, and one idea came, why don't you, Russia has placed 37 satellites using a single rocket, why don't we place 100 rockets? You know, placing 100 satellites through a single rocket is easy. But 100 you can understand, it should not hit here and there. Today it is history. India is the first country which placed successfully 100 satellites using a single rocket, and we are number 1 in that area. And Chandrayaan 3 outcome was outstanding outcome. Everything is donated to the scientific community. And the cryogenic propulsion system, where we use liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen. You know, for the rocket to go, we need engines, like car engines. But car engine can go only with 80 km per hour in Hyderabad. I don't think 80 is also not possible. That's what is the type of traffic, everything. And here to place Chandrayaan 3, we have to give 37,000 km per hour velocity. 37,000 km per hour velocity against an aircraft velocity of 800 km per hour. And for that we have to develop engine system, and one of the best engines is using liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. And the entire world denied the technology to us. Russians were ready to support, but then the geopolitical situation didn't allow. Technology was denied. Thanks to Professor U.R. Rao, who took a bold decision, India will develop indigenous cryogenic system. You know, at some time, we have to really look at the people, how they take the bold decision. Believing Indians. And today, I still remember he also had a discussion. I was much junior. We had a separate discussion. He called and had a separate discussion. What is your thinking? Are you confident? And then, you know, Professor U.R. Rao is the chairman ISRO. I was only E grade. You please understand. And calling and asking the views. With that, he declared. He discussed a lot of people. Today, to our credit, a technology which was denied, 3 stages we have developed. And we are one among 6 countries having this complex technology. And not only that, one of the things for the Mark II vehicle, in fact, there were a couple of project directors. I was having the mantle of the project at the last 5 years of the project. Also the development chief, 2 positions were in my hand. It was a very tough time. But then we were very clear, when you are getting all along first rank, here also you should get first rank, you know. Otherwise, what is the use of the first rank, gold medal? all those, what is the use, keeping the cupboard for what? And we are